Welcome back to the Tech Talks Daily podcast. Now, Rytis Lauris is the co-founder and CEO of a company called Omnisend, which is a marketing automation platform. He's also a friend of the Tech Talks Daily podcast. And as a successful entrepreneur, he spent over 10 years building and bootstrapping startups and getting involved in the e-commerce world. But when he discovered e-commerce marketers have very particular and unique needs pertaining to automation, he set out on a mission to use Omnisend to empower small and medium-sized e-commerce merchants. And as we're at that time of the year where we all want to make a few changes, mix things up and make a difference in 2023, I invited him back onto the podcast to share some valuable practical insights with us and how e-commerce stores can benefit from omnichannel marketing and leverage technology. And I think it's especially important in challenging times like this where there's so much economic uncertainty and at a time where paid advertising costs are on the rise and its effectiveness is plummeting. So I've invited him to share some of his valuable practical insights. But before we start today's interview, I just wanted to give a quick mention to our sponsors, because this month the podcast is brought to you by Flipper, which is the #1 marketplace to buy and sell online businesses and startups. So do you run your own online business? And have you ever considered selling your website, your store, your tech, or your app? Because with world-class combined matching technology, dedicated brokers and end-to-end services, all at the most efficient price, Flipper is making it simple to sell your online business. So to get a free valuation, visit my friends at flipper.com/techtalks, where each month thousands of online business owners exit with Flipper. Again, visit flipper.com/techtalks. But enough from me. Buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Lithuania, where Rytis is waiting to join us once again on the Tech Talks Daily podcast. So a massive warm welcome back to the show. Can you remind the listeners with a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hello. So really great to be here again, and thanks for inviting me. I'm Rytis Lauris, co-founder and CEO of Omnisend. So Omnisend is a marketing automation tool tailored for e-commerce. So if you sell online, we help you to communicate with your existing customers by sending emails, SMS messages, web push notifications, and really helping you to automate a lot of those processes in order for you to, sleep while Omnisend makes money for you and for your online store. So really, that's what we do, omnichannel marketing.
Fantastic. And one of the reasons I was excited to get you back on the podcast today is because we're at that magical time of the year where teams are motivated to improve everything they do. They return from the holidays and want to change things around and maybe do things a little bit differently. So do you have any practical insights that you could share with us today on how e-commerce stores could benefit from things like omnichannel marketing, especially in these challenging times and where there's so much economic uncertainty around the world?
So economic uncertainty, on top of that, rising price of customer acquisition. It's Facebook or Instagram, like owned by Meta or Google, and effectiveness going down mainly due to iOS 14.5 update, which already happened, almost 2 years ago. But actually, now we see the real effect of this, especially in the countries like United States, the UK, where there are a lot of Apple devices and a lot of Apple users. So those combined, I would say that where you can improve and where you should improve. So really turn back to your existing customers and basically buzzword retention marketing, or what you call it. So basically more and more focus on a lifetime value of a customer. So acquire a new customer, it's becoming more and more challenging, and return on investment on the first transaction is usually negative. For some businesses, it always was, but I would say now it's becoming a new standard that basically the first purchase of a new customer, you lose money instead of earn money. So then you have to really focus on retaining those customers to help them to purchase second, third, fourth time. So I would say a couple of things here combined. One is overall experience of a customer is as important as it never was. So how good is your product? How good is your service, delivery service, post-purchase experience of a customer? So, and combining it with marketing, which is like more post-purchase marketing, and while you on the purchase on the first transaction, you really start working with your customer in order to help them to retain, to show that really you care. I mean, not only to show, but really care about your customers, etc. So I think those kind of those are two areas. So really more focus on retention marketing and more focus on overall experience that you are delivering for your customer. So good product is not enough. Good delivery, good support is very important, etc. So I would say those are two main areas where you have to focus, because I would estimate that acquisition will become even more expensive in 2023.
Yeah, 100% with you on that. And of course, there are a lot of people listening fresh off the holidays and quite excited about the year ahead and doing things differently. And in fact, if we look back to last year, I'm curious, were there any common mistakes that you saw businesses making that you think they might want to retire in 2023?
So I would take a kind of two, like from what I already said. So first one, I would say on retention marketing, or like have its email in combination with SMS, with push notifications. So a lot of businesses are still focusing mainly in pre-transaction automations, where you automate like abandoned cart reminders, browse abandoned reminders, welcome series. Those are great and those are very effective, and keep doing this. If you are not doing yet, please start doing this. But on top of that, I would really suggest you to focus on post-purchase experience. So like transactional messages, thank you for purchasing, we accepted your order, it has been shipped, satisfaction surveys. So, okay, did you receive your parcel? Are you happy with the delivery quality? Yes or no, 2 buttons. Call to action in the email or SMS. Engage. If someone says yes, great. This is a great opportunity for you to invite them for your UGC platform to leave the review, to evaluate, to give a social endorsement. If someone says no, this is a great opportunity to communicate and to convert unhappy customer into happy customer. And I would say this is where I come to a second advice or maybe mistake. So I think that customer support is being undervalued overall among businesses. So I think that delivering really great experience and support during the purchase process, after the purchase process, etc., is very important as well. And I would really recommend businesses to really have a look at this area of your business and improve it, because I think that there is like generically overall, it's a lot of room for improvement in support quality in e-commerce.
And I understand you're incredibly busy right now, and I would imagine you've got a lot of customers bending your ear, wanting to find out some insights or how you can help them perform better in 2023. So I'm curious, if you were to put all those conversations in a pot, are there any trends in those conversations you're having with your customers and what everyone is working towards this year?
So probably the main topic in the past 6 months, and I expect it to continue in 2023, is the cost saving and being more conscious about your spend. So so that's probably kind of honestly the main topic. So customers are looking for solutions to our cost save. So either they can clean up their subscriber list and maybe leave only the most relevant and the most active contacts in their lists. The good option, I would say, could be bundling. And this is where Omnisend really helps customers, as we have, let's say, a pro plan where SMS are included at no additional cost in the plan already, etc. So really being conscious about the spend, because the income part is not that predictable as it was in 2021, 2020. So this is a more challenging, and there is a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of businesses are really trying to control their spend. And this is the new trend that we didn't see for like 6 or 7 years in the past.
And there's a lot of self-proclaimed futurists making predictions around tech trends this year. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to make any predictions, but I'm curious, watching everything that's everyone's talking about on your news feeds, etc. Are there any particular tech trends that excite you at the moment?
So, of course, now it's AI and chatbots again, which, of course, we see like absolutely new quality of artificial intelligence being able to communicate with people. Still, it comes like a lot of like great experience. At the same time, it comes some dangerous experience when the chatbot is not empathetic enough, and then we see that some of the content is behind the ethical standards. At the same time, I think it's potential. This is a trend that's we were looking for already a while, that AI would help to some extent to automate in our area, to some extent to automate like content creation. So I think this is a potential new trend. I would not expect it to become like embodied in 2023 fully, but this is probably where we can be looking at. So what do I have in mind? So just, imagine you just log into your marketing automation platform, and the next newsletter draft is already there, created by artificial intelligence. So the copy is written, the products are added already to the template. And of course, you can either make a decision to send that one, or to send that one, B, edit, free, just, discard it and build your own. So I think it's like technological wise, probably this is like what excites me the most for now.
And I think since we last spoke, there was a lot of hype and a lot of concern from marketers around the arrival of iOS 15. And we've not only got iOS 15, we've got iOS 16 now as well. But I'm curious, how did iOS 15 impact email marketing since our last conversation? Have you noticed any big changes and how people are approaching things now?
I think that it made a good impact. Yeah. So, of course, technically, what happened? So the open rates skyrocketed. Those open rates are not reliable numbers anymore.
Yeah.
But what I was saying, when Apple introduced iOS 15, that probably what's going to happen, and it happened, and I'm really happy about that. That really marketers start focusing more on the main metrics, which is conversions, orders, revenue generated. So opens, especially if you are selling online, if you are online business, so opens were for already a while vanity metric, and they didn't tell the full story.
Yeah.
So I think that just forced all the marketers to go down the funnel and to focus on the main metrics. So it doesn't matter how many opens you have. The only metric that matters for you, how many orders did you get from that campaign? And then you measure orders. So basically the metric changed, but the effectiveness of marketing didn't change. So because at Omnisend, we were always trying to educate customers that, okay, opens a vanity metric, even clicks a vanity metric. The main focus for you should be on transactions, on average basket value, on number of orders you generate, etc. Customer retention. So just move down the funnel, the metrics marketers are tracking, but overall the numbers of orders did not change. So that's the main, so I would say upside of this. There is a little bit of downside. It's a bit more difficult to keep your lists up to date and list clean, because how you clean your list and get rid of the old contacts that are inactive in your mailing list. So basically you just analyzed your open metrics. If someone did not open any email in the past 12 months, I potentially can get rid of this contact and delete it from my mailing list. So now there is no replacement for this. You still are willing to keep, because you have those fake opens that actually happen by the bot on Apple side. So so this is still where I see risk, that maybe at some point those aging lists could be converted into spam traps, etc., and maybe make an impact on your deliverability. It does not happen yet, but there's a potential maybe not threat, but potential issue in 1 or 2 years in the future.
And of course, another big hot topic right now is that paid advertising costs are on the rise, but the effectiveness of it is plummeting. So I'm curious, how do you see this space evolving this year?
So I think we already touched it a bit. So I think that the trend will continue, because I don't see any reasons for it to stop or start going the other way. Because again, the privacy restrictions, they are becoming like more and more, and like companies like Apple, Google to some extent, etc., they're trying to limit their competitors to reach the data. And I'm a bit skeptical if this is being done for the sake of privacy. I think it's more being done as a competitive advantage potential, or either like weaken your main competitors in overall tech space, or like create the unique opportunities for yourself in the future potentially. But that's happening, and as marketers, we have no impact on this. So I think the prices will be growing up, because the overall inventory, there is a less and less inventory, because companies like Facebook especially, they cannot target that well as we could target in the past. So that means that, they have to show the same ad for the people who are not that relevant. That means that total inventory is decreasing, the level of inventory. So basically you have less room to show ads. So, and advertisers, they have no other options. So they still want to advertise, and the prices are increasing due to that. So I think this trend will continue. Therefore, again, retention marketing and owned relationship with your customers is very, very important, and will become even more important. So your ability to collect subscribers, either email subscribers or SMS subscribers, push notification subscribers, so basically have this direct contact with customers, will become more and more valuable, not only like emotionally, but in monetary value as well. And I would really advise the marketers to, if you're not using like pop-ups, sign-up forms, so use different tools to really collect your visitors, convert them into subscribers, because only around 3%, like 2 to 3% depending, but only 2 to 3% of your traffic ends up in real transaction, in the purchase. The rest basically comes and go. So with pop-ups, with sign-up forms, you can, like, 2 to 5% of this traffic could be converted into subscribers. That leaves you a second opportunity to activate this visitor and to convert it into really buying customers. So that's what I would advise to do in this situation.
And one of the things that I love about you, and always have done, is you've been in this game more than 10 years, and your passion for it still really shines through in our conversations. And I appreciate you've probably got a lot of people tugging on your arm, trying to get advice and help solve the problems that they're experiencing right now. But I'm curious, if we put the spotlight on you for a moment, what is it that keeps you up at night? And how do you keep your curiosity and open-mindedness alive to help fix some of those solutions and work on solutions for your customers? What's your secret there?
So probably overall, it's like peers. I've like the keyword is peers. So it's the best is really having conversations with other marketers, with other founders, CEOs of organizations in the space, those who do sell online, those who do facilitate, those who sell online. So there is kind of a lot of both, like inspiration and challenges. That, okay, someone is doing it that way, why don't we do? Yeah, so maybe that's a value we can add to our customers, etc. Talking to our customers. So basically, kind of those conversations. Second is reading books or listening to podcasts, and attending podcasts as well, or giving interviews. So it's where you have to prepare, where you have to think about, okay, what I'm going to tell, where you have to analyze what is the best practices, what your customers are doing, what your customers are not doing, why is it so, etc. So just basically, peers and like all kinds of interactions with them. like live chats or just listening to the podcasts or so.
Love that. And for any email marketer listening anywhere in the world, here we are at the beginning of 2023. What is the one tip or piece of advice that you would offer them?
Automate more. Automate more. And again, like especially I would emphasize this post-purchase automations that they are really underused now in the market.
Fantastic advice. Now, of course, we're now at the end of the podcast, and none of us are able to achieve success without a little help along the way. So to end on a not a cheesy note, but a warm note, is there a particular person that you're grateful towards who maybe many, many years ago saw something in you, invested a bit of time in you and helped you get where you are or put you on this path you're on now? Who would you thank and why?
This question is not easy, of course, but I think it's my former and current business partners, my co-founders. I've been in business I'm quite old, so for almost like 20 years already. So so probably those are the people that helped me the most, that challenged me the most in a positive way, and what really brought me where am I today. And think probably those are those people were helped like the most on my professional path.
And for anyone listening that would just like to find out more information about the work that you're doing at Omnisend, the topics we explored today, can you just remind everyone listening of the website and best way of contacting your team if they've got any questions?
So omnisend.com. So probably this is the best resource. And I would really invite like product by itself. Of course, I'm inviting to explore, but no matter what platform you're using, we have a really great resource. We have a great blog, a lot of useful content, a lot of tips. We have great academy where, again, you can learn how to do marketing automation. Doesn't matter if you use Omnisend or if you don't use Omnisend as a platform. So I really would like to emphasize those, that we have really great blog with a lot of valuable articles. If you prefer watching videos, we have great academy with a lot of courses. It's open for everyone. So probably that what I would invite you to explore. And myself, I prefer LinkedIn, so love this social network. So we can connect there.
I'll add the link to your LinkedIn and the website and all those details there so people can find you nice and easy. As I said at the very beginning, we are at that time of the year where we all want to make changes, mix things up and make a difference in 2023. And I think you've covered so many big topics that people have been thinking about right now, and also sharing your mission to use Omnisend to empower small and medium-sized e-commerce merchants. Just a big thank you as always for coming on and sharing pure gold as always. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting. Have a great 2023.
It's always an absolute pleasure to get Rytis on the podcast. My only complaint is I've still not managed to meet him in Lithuania and grab a cold beer and something to eat with him. I made the promise to him last year. In fact, I actually got flights to Lithuania last January, 1 year ago today. I was going to see Rytis from Omnisend and also see my colleagues at Cyber News, where I have a tech column. And Wizz Air cancelled my flights at the last minute. It felt like it was not meant to happen. But I will make it happen in 2023, Rytis, if you're listening. And a big thank you to everybody listening as well. Remember, I am on a mission to meet you all in 2023, wherever the tech conference scene takes me. Hopefully we can meet in person. But if you've got any questions or any comments or anything at all, remember, I don't want you to just passively listen and consume the content, listen to the interviews, and I want you to actually talk to me too, because I want to get to know you all. It's not just, I suppose really one of my big aims of 2023 is to create more of a dialogue with each and every one of you rather than just a monologue. And I genuinely mean that. So please email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, at Neil C. Hughes, and my website is techblogwriter.co.uk. But enough rambling from me. I'll be back bright and early tomorrow with another great guest. But a big thank you for listening today, and until next time, don't be a stranger.